Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is said to have many different emotional moments for many of our main characters that are connected to the legacy characters as well as the sequel trilogy characters in this film by J.J. Abrams. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, what's really great about Episode 9 is that we do know that this movie really has a lot going for it. We know that this movie is going to be very important not just to the Star Wars community, but also to Disney and Lucasfilm as companies. We also know that they are using this movie as a course correction ever since the soloist Star Wars story box office results, and how that really resulted in them actually changing 10 years worth of Star Wars movies. So this movie really has to be on its A game. It really has to really go above and beyond and achieve many different goals that we have never seen before on the big screen. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the set leaks, this is where things begin to get very interesting for Episode 9. Now, specifically, it's described that one of the scenes that were shot during the month of October 2018 involved both Adam Driver and Daisy Ridley on board of the Millennium Falcon, where it said that Adam Driver was carrying Daisy Ridley in his arms on board of the Falcon, where she was said to act in a way of being unconscious. Adam was instructed to rest Daisy Ridley on board of the Falcon, where it said he was resting his hand against her cheek, where she opens her eyes and says thank you to Ben. It's described that multiple takes were shot in different ways, where one of which includes Daisy Ridley leaning up and kissing Kylo Ren on his right cheek, where the scene is said to progress where Kylo defends the Millennium Falcon against stormtroopers firing at the ship, where he used his crossguard lightsaber and acted in a way of deflecting blaster fire back at them. It's said to be a very emotional scene between both Kylo Ren and Rey. However, at the same time, it's described to be complex, and it's unclear of what Ben's feelings of Rey really are during this time. So I want to go over a couple of parts about this. Now, I know a lot of people are very, on and off about the concept of reylo in Episode 9, which is basically picking up that relationship between both Kylo Ren and Rey. And after all, we do know that the very ending of Episode 9 is said to be based on a couple of Disney animated movies from the 1990s, and I would not be surprised if, let's say, for example, Beauty and the Beast or Pocahontas, or maybe even others out there are going to be in the mix that were used as inspirational material for the ending of Episode 9. But I digress. I want to go over this scene in particular because what really does stand out to me the most is that we do know that in, of course, The Force Awakens, there were lines of dialogue that were actually being spoken to Rey, where Kylo Ren says, "I'll come back for you, sweetheart." And for the longest time, a lot of people have been trying to figure out exactly who was talking to Rey in the novelization of The Force Awakens. And we also know that, in this specific scene involving both Kylo Ren and Rey, Kylo Ren leaves Rey in order to defend the Millennium Falcon. And a couple of months ago, we went over a particular scene that involved Kylo Ren, Adam Driver, of course, delivering that line, "I'll come back for you, sweetheart," or just using the word sweetheart. You guys may recall a couple of months ago. And you can really see how everything is starting to fall directly in line and all the dots are starting to connect. So, in Episode 9, the thing here is this. This is a moment in which Kylo Ren is bringing Rey on board of the Millennium Falcon, where he has her in his hands, giving us a direct callback to what already happened in The Force Awakens, where on Takodana, he uses the Force stasis technique, and he makes her go unconscious, and he picks her up and boards her on board of his First Order shuttle that leads all the way to the First Order finalizer, leading to the interrogation scene. Now, in this sequence, it seems to be a reverse, where yes, he's picking her up in the same exact way, but he's also picking her up in the bridal way, right? On board of the Millennium Falcon and plopping her onto this light side-oriented ship, where he's actually defending his father's ship right now. So, like I say, we do know that there are going to be Han Solo visions in Episode 9, and I would not doubt that those visions actually build up to Kylo Ren trying to defend whatever's left of his father's legacy, that of course being the Millennium Falcon, where Kylo Ren was the one who kissed Rey on the cheek first. This one in particular is Rey doing it first on board of the Falcon. So, what I like about this how it's basically Rey actually making the kiss first, is it leaves things open for Kylo Ren. You're left wondering exactly what are Kylo's feelings toward Rey. You know, does he really feel anything for her? Does he think it's a mistake? Does he really feel like he's fully embraced with the light side at this point in time? What's really going on here? Now, we do know that J.J. Abrams is making Kylo Ren a very complex character in Episode 9. In the first and second acts of the movie, he's going to be almost pure evil. He's going to be very in tune with the dark side of the Force, almost as if he is a Sith Lord of some kind, and that was JJ's goal for this movie, is to make him a whole lot more evil than Darth Vader ever was in the Skywalker saga, which honestly, guys, I think is going to be very hard to achieve that. But that's when the new villain comes into play and changes everything, that makes Kylo Ren feel a whole lot vulnerable than ever before. That's going to most likely lead up to this particular sequence that we are talking about right now. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.